Egypt's Red Sea coast is one of the most postcard-perfect destinations on Earth. Warm, impossibly clear water, coral reefs dropping off into deep blue. Millions of tourists a year, drawn by some of the best diving on the planet. And since 2010, that same stretch of coastline has also been the site of a pattern that scientists still haven't fully explained, a recurring series of shark attacks in a region where, for decades before that, they had been almost unheard of. So, why is this happening? Let's go through what's actually known. The pattern starts in December of 2010 off Sharm el-Sheikh. Over 5 days, 5 people were attacked in the same stretch of water, one of them fatally. Shark experts at the time called it unprecedented. It wasn't a one-off. In the years since, attacks have continued to surface along this coast. 2015, 2018, 2020, two in 2022 near Hurghada within days of each other. Another in 2023 that drew international attention, and again at the very end of 2024 near Marsa Alam. For a region that tourism boards had spent decades marketing as one of the safest diving destinations in the world, this pattern has become impossible to ignore. So what changed? There isn't one single confirmed answer, but there are several serious theories, and the leading one is overfishing. As commercial fishing has depleted open water fish stocks in the Red Sea, some researchers believe sharks may be pushed to search further and closer to shore for food, competing more directly with the exact same waters where tourists swim and dive. It's not a universally accepted explanation. Some marine biologists point out that sharks generally follow their natural prey rather than randomly wandering into new territory. But given how sharply fish populations have declined in the region, it remains one of the top suspects. A second theory points squarely at human behavior in the water. Feeding sharks, whether deliberately for tourist dive experiences or accidentally through waste dumped from boats and restaurants, can train wild sharks to associate the sound and smell of humans and boats with an easy meal. Local conservation groups have specifically flagged illegal or careless feeding practices, along with waste disposal from tour boats, as conditions that make dangerous encounters more likely. And then there's one of the strangest, most specific theories on record, tied directly to the original 2010 attacks. In the days before the first attack, there were reports of livestock carcasses floating in the water and washing up on nearby beaches, sheep and cattle that had died aboard a transport ship and were dumped at sea ahead of a religious festival. The theory goes that this sudden, unusual abundance of dead animals in the water drew opportunistic sharks in from their normal range, right into the exact stretch of coastline where tourists happened to be swimming days later. It's never been proven as the definitive cause, but the timing is, at the very least, deeply uncomfortable. More recently, a newer and considerably bigger theory has entered the conversation: climate change. As Red Sea waters warm, some researchers believe sharks may be migrating north out of the Indian Ocean into areas they didn't previously frequent in large numbers, essentially arriving in unfamiliar territory that happens to overlap with popular tourist beaches. If accurate, this isn't a local, fixable problem. It's a symptom of an ocean-wide shift, which would make predicting or preventing future incidents dramatically harder. Now, here's a detail that matters a lot to this story. The species most frequently implicated in several of these attacks is the oceanic white-tip. And this shark did not arrive in the Red Sea with a blank reputation. Jacques Cousteau once called it the most dangerous of all sharks, and that reputation wasn't built on Red Sea tourism. It was built during the Second World War. When ships and planes went down in open ocean, oceanic white-tips were frequently the first predators to arrive, drawn in by the chaos of a sinking vessel. The most infamous case is the USS Indianapolis, sunk in 1945, where survivors spent days in open water while sharks, oceanic white-tips among them, circled. It remains one of the deadliest shark-related incidents ever recorded, and it's the single biggest reason this species carries the reputation it still has today. Here's the twist almost nobody expects, though. Despite that fearsome history, the oceanic white-tip is now considered critically endangered. Recent field surveys off Egypt have documented individual sharks still bearing scars and embedded fishing hooks from past encounters with humans. The species once blamed for some of the deadliest shark encounters in human history has, in the decades since, been pushed to the edge of extinction, overwhelmingly by us, not the other way around. So what is Egypt actually doing about all this? In 2025, the Ministry of Environment announced the region's first satellite shark tracking program, fitting tracking devices on tiger sharks and oceanic whitetips at key reef sites to study their movement, feeding, and migration patterns, in partnership with local conservation groups and international shark researchers. Officials described it as a landmark step for marine safety and conservation. But independent reporting has since raised serious questions about how much of that program is actually functioning. One investigation found that of 50 tracking devices originally purchased, only 3 had actually been installed, with the rest reportedly sitting in storage, while ministry officials gave conflicting answers about whether the project was paused or simply moving slowly. It's a familiar story in wildlife management, an ambitious announcement, real money spent, and a much murkier reality once anyone checks back in. So, after everything, why do sharks attack in Egypt's Red Sea? The honest answer is that nobody has one single confirmed cause. It's most likely some combination of depleted fish stocks, careless feeding and waste practices, a warming ocean pushing unfamiliar sharks into new territory, and a genuinely rare, opportunistic predator occasionally getting it catastrophically wrong in water shared with millions of tourists. What's clear is that this isn't a simple story of a monster in the water. It's a stretched, overfished, warming ecosystem, a historically feared species that's now more vulnerable than dangerous, and a government response that looks a lot more solid in the press release than it does in practice. The mystery isn't really why the sharks showed up. It's why nobody's fully answered that question yet.